This is Sir Rule 1986 signing in for another YouTube video. This time we're going over our 6.2's Island Sanctuary. Another roundtable discussion with guest star Assassin.
Hello.
And also, actually, Alla's joining us this time too. So we have another person.
Hello.
Um, so I was playing around just recently. I was just playing around with it recently, and actually I found out that people that are having trouble, that Assassin just told me a story about one of his friends going and spending every single blue currency they had on the glamour. Which, yeah. Don't do that. Right
That's
off
the
the
worst
bat.
mistake you can make.
But if you need the extra strap cash, right there in the challenge log under other, you can create. You can get an extra 2,000 a week by one collecting 100 materials on your island sanctuary, and also ship 20 Isle Works handicrafts. So there's a total of 2,000 right there. So complete that every single week, an extra 2,000 coming your way.
Yeah, that's definitely a big thing because I for one know Sorul. I was telling you this before. There are content creators that have been working on this for the past few days, and they're still doing spreadsheets manipulation kind of to look at how all the systems work into the island sanctuary so far. But from the looks of things, guys, it's definitely something you really need to hold on to are the blue Seafarers crawlies. You definitely need to hold on to those because until you at least get this to max, you gotta make sure to have those handy dandy because you're gonna need them to upgrade the island.
And there, you get some per level, but not a lot. As far as I can see, I'm halfway through, or near halfway through, uh, Island Sanctuary rank 6. Alice trying to catch up to me. But she's
Oh yeah,
inching
everything
close.
is under construction.
And so is
Yeah, I'm
mine.
the one
So,
that's behind.
yeah, the only one that's behind within our group, or
Yeah,
within the round table, is
I
Maple here.
I will say
Assassin.
I did start doing the workshop yesterday. I at least got it going yesterday, and then it's also going today. But we'll see how that comes back. I think what I'm going to do though is I actually put the rest days for actually earlier in the week, so that this way I can literally just get all the materials and just leave it the entire week and just let them go, like because of that. Because yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, there's also some nice farm paths I found out there, and still trying to find more. Especially at the factor that what you told me and that I didn't even know about, because I was wondering if they're gonna put, if they have flight and gonna put flight
Yeah,
in here, or if they're gonna wait till
right.
later. But they went ahead and put it in there. But you don't get that until you hit max rank, which, yeah,
Right.
because
Yeah,
I
you
want
know,
to
like
get
how
I
you have your quest log that says create your hideaway.
yeah.
That's literally the quest until you reach max, and then once you complete that, that's when it shows up.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because I want to get these unexplored areas of the map uncovered.
Yeah.
So, yay.
Yeah.
Um, so here are my thoughts really on Island Sanctuary overall, which I'm enjoying it. I was looking forward to it, and it's more than I was expecting. And hell, a lot of people were not saying that Island Sanctuary isn't going to come to 6.25, but they kind of got their faces pushed in when they said, "Oh, it's coming in at 6.2," and they thought originally thought it was a typo, but it was coming directly in 6.2, because it's like, yeah, we got the raids, we got the new MSQ, but also to keep people attached into the game and be able to take a break within the game, they needed something, because you got more harder content coming in 6.25, being the relic weapons, the Criterion dungeons, the variant dungeons. But I digress. We're getting back into Island Sanctuary now, so
No, but I think you bring up a good point there because I think to really get people through the next 2 months, right, until 0.25, this is great content for anyone to go into, and I will stand by this that I said this last week when we were waiting for the patch to come out and we were reading the patch notes, you and I even said this, that I had a feeling Island Sanctuary would actually scratch an itch for everyone in some fashion, And I can say for myself too that I think that this is a great start for the system. And I'm really just going to call it a system because it's not really an expansion system. It's a gameplay system that will continue forward. But I think they definitely have a good start here. Um, it's more of the fact that I think a lot of the issues that people had when they first started this was I think a lot of people had issues just trying to figure out how everything worked
Mm-hmm.
at first. And I even told you because you didn't start right away, and I did. Um, one of the things I'll tell people is that if they're starting out and they're trying to like breeze through it and everything, I tell them like, "Hey, just take a few minutes and read the help menu, because the help menu actually does do a lot of helping with the information and helping you to understand how it all works."
Yeah. Ala, what are your thoughts so far on Island Sanctuary?
Oh, it is definitely scratching that Animal Crossing / Harvest Moon
Hmm.
hinge where you can just log and relax.
In
Yeah.
fact, I'm going to do this right now. Here, I'm going to go ahead and point directly at you, you asshole, staring back at us over here. The delicious furball,
That stupid furball.
that Tom Nook wannabe.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, but I also will say this with the fact that I'm bringing up Animal Crossing, 'cause I didn't want to say it. It's like, yeah, it's just giving people the itch of an Animal Crossing type deal, but truthfully, it's not Animal Crossing because it is
Oh.
say 14th. It's probably Yoshi P and the team have taken inspiration. There's the word. I was trying to find the word. They're trying to take inspiration in from Animal Crossing and stuff, but put a big 14 twist on it. Because
Yep.
hell, one thing that we've seen from the live letter, and Tassin, you wouldn't even know, you even forgot about it. We're only at a tiny, it's like probably not even a quarter size of the
Yeah.
island. And this island is huge. It's going to
Yeah.
be huge, which kind of surprised me with how actually small this map is, because in truth of how big the island is, that they're already giving us flying in here. Is that
Yeah.
flying going to carry over into the second part of the island? My other question is also with the factor of the island itself, with the new areas coming out, coming 6.3, 6.4, and 6.5, because they were saying that 6.5 is going to be the end of Island Sanctuaries expansion. You're going to have access to the whole entire island. Are they going to make it instant? Are they going to make it all one big open world map?
That's a good question. I, for one, think it probably. So to go back to what you first said, I think that when it comes to the flying aspect of this, I I think this is going to be an instance type of thing because just because of the sheer size of this, I don't think they are going to give us a whole island as one giant map, and I think that it
Nope.
is going to be like instance flying.
Yep.
So you have
The
to earn
end
it per
goal.
zone.
Yeah, the end goal is going to be unlock flying and I have access to everywhere for each update.
Yeah, basically Pathfinder achievement for all the zones, and it's going to be. Uh, I for one am hoping though that there would be some way to make it a seamless experience, because even if you're flying here, I can tell you probably if you're flying through this zone, it can be done in less than a minute to get across.
No,
Probably within
that's
30
also another
seconds.
thing too. Flying in any game uh, simplifies travel.
Yeah,
Literally, it does, because you don't have to follow any paths. You don't have to follow any patterns. Boom, boom, boom. You're there.
yeah.
And so you take a
It's
look at take a look by going back to sorry, Ella.
I was
That's
about to say it's not going to help much with gathering everything you need.
yeah.
No.
Um, because take a look, for instance, the one of the first games that I remember, uh, trivializing everything with, instead of having to use the griffins to fly everywhere, opened up in the old world,
Yep.
in Warcraft when they first introduced flying into the original world. Uh, it simplified travel, and we all know it was basically an open world setting there, so we could easily fly from one end of the map to the other.
Right.
And then you also have in 14 too. I mean, hell, a lot of the fun part about AAR, especially what made it actually more difficult, but now it's simplified, the sightseeing log for AAR. A lot of it had to deal with jumping puzzles at certain times in certain places, and you literally had to jump to that location, but it made the sightseeing log easier with implementing the flying in AAR. And the easiest way of getting, and it's also the easiest way of getting flying is in AAR, just clear out the ultimate weapon. Boom, you got it.
Yeah, I will say that, and I think this type of content though, like even when you go back to what you said before, like to think that this is an inspiration from Animal Crossing, I would take it a step further and then say it's not just an inspiration of Animal Crossing. This is really, after seeing it for myself, this is its own thing. There's nothing else like this.
Yeah.
Because in Animal Crossing, I can tell you for one thing, I can't build facilities like this.
Yeah.
You can't build workshops. You can't do granaries. You can't do.
Oh no, you're a
Um,
slave.
yeah,
You're the
sla-
slave.
You're
the
the
only thing you're
slave.
building is shops.
You don't have people, and I've never played Animal Crossing, so mind you,
Yeah.
and I kind of looked at it and was like, yeah, it's not my kind of aspect of a
Right.
game where you have to do everything. And here, yeah, you can do everything if you want, and you can ignore the factor of the granaries and just build workshops throughout, and just take all the stuff and that you gather and have your mammoths make everything. But in here, you can actually focus in on one specific area, because right now I only have a max rank. I only have max 2 granaries, so I have them in two different zones, farming out, and I can go farm in the other zones to pick out the other materials that I need, and that's a constant basis, and they come back once every 24 hours.
Right. And it's a good system, I will say. I did unlock my first granary, but I haven't used it yet. But it looks like a very good retainer venture type system that they've implemented here
Yeah.
to be able to do that, especially for rare materials, like you said before. In order to get rare materials, it's good to just use them to get it rather than ourselves to find them.
Mm-hmm.
I think they've done a good job. I think there's room for improvement. I think they're looking at people's feedback here to see how they can improve this for future patches and stuff. But yeah, so what do
Now,
you think, Allah?
yeah, what do you think, hun?
They should combine certain mode. I mean, feed,
Yeah,
pet,
yeah.
and gather.
How about they just change the hotbar so that all those modes are on the hotbar and just get rid of our battle?
That's what
skills?
I was saying. I said this on stream. Is like, it'd just be easier for them to give us like a pet hotbar per se in
Yeah.
here, where we could literally throw it onto our main hotbar if we so want, where we can go, okay, instead of having to go and click, okay, I want to be in free mode, turn everything off. Okay, then I can just hit 2 to go to gather mode.
It should be like Wolf Den, like the PvP island. When you get there, your bar change for
Yeah.
that place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say it about the factor of gather mode and everything. This place is not all that friendly to people with ADD and ADHD. Note,
It's
for
not.
example.
Well, I mean, the
It's
thing
not.
the thing that got me was so this is day one, right? So I was doing it and stuff, and I was just screen sharing it in my Discord and stuff as I was trying to figure this out. And one of the things that someone else mentioned to me was they were like, "Oh," we go, because I went away for like 20 minutes and I was making food, and I said, "Oh, I'm just gonna leave my character here, and I'm gonna wait for the nodes to respawn, right? Because I'm thinking that the nodes here, when you gather, are similar to like outside, where it's like, oh, you just gotta wait a few minutes and stuff, and they'll respawn, right?" I
Nope.
come back, nothing happened, and I'm like, okay, and I'm like, so I start hitting more, and I'm like, okay, eventually these will come back, right? And then it's like, so then that's when my friend was like, oh, let's try to see what the case of this as far as how they respawn is. And I started hitting them in a straight line, and my friend was on my island and was watching from the start of one. And by the time he goes, okay, stop, and I'm like, okay. He goes, how many was that? I go 10, and so it was 10 plus 1,
Yeah.
which a lot of people were trying to figure out how this works. It's not based off of A certain amount of seconds you have to wait for them to respawn. No, it's based off of the physical collection of nodes. It so people have now found out
That's
it's
actually how it is in the regular gathering system in here too, but
mhm,
you don't have as many nodes.
yeah,
So if you're going and gathering in a circle, say for an example, and you're hitting, they have six. You have 6 nodes you're traveling around in a circle of. The first 2 you gather, those won't respawn until you basically hit the second spawn, and then the first one will come back directly adjacent to it.
mhm,
Just like in regular gathering. That way you keep your circle going throughout.
right,
Or you can even just go if you just want to make a adjacent perpendicular line back and forth. You can literally go to 2 sets of nodes, go to the other set, and the other set will go ahead and respawn. But they made, since there's so many gather points in here, they had to expand that idea, and you have for that first one that you mark, you have 11, 12 more spawn, 12 more gather points before that first one respawns back. Because I was counting that out just the other night on Thursday
yeah.
when I was back in here for my day 2 of Island Sanctuary. And trying to find a good farm spot for clay.
Yeah, I think like the thing is like some of the resources. I think they have to rethink how some of the nodes are placed because, like I was telling you before about when it came to the iron copper that's in the copper ore that's in the southeastern region of the island.
Yeah.
There's it's not easy to do a simple round rotation and going around in a circle there, um, because it's just not enough nodes for that.
Yeah, I found like I
Um,
also told you with Patrick, what you said to me, that a lot of the more nodes are on the true summit. But if you go over the gentle slope,
yep.
you get a
I
nice mixture of
Yeah, I didn't know
ore.
about that one.
Go ahead, Ala. What's up?
I can barely hear you in Discord.
I'm lagging again. Well, I'm picking up on the video. I know that.
Okay, that's good.
So yeah. But I mean, you guys are coming through on the video just fine as well. So yay on that factor. Um, and actually, hold on. Someone say something real quick. Make sure.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Okay.
You all good?
Okay. So getting back on topic. Going back, if you go over to I found out that I was playing around with it this morning because I was like, what's a good spawn for island limestone, copper ore, hemp? Trying to find a good rotation, and the gentle slope area by the river has a nice one over there. And
Yeah.
I can even show you after we finish with the video if you want to see where I'm talking about. Because I was trying to tell Ala where to go, and she's like, I was heading south, but I ended up way north
Yeah.
because shinies.
I think that it's like I can see how they're like, oh, you're supposed to take your time with this type of activity and stuff. And obviously, people, you can definitely do this at your own pace. I know there are people out there who have already posted videos like, oh, here's how to get to take 10 really fast. But if you really take your time with it, I feel like it's a lot better that way than to do it as far as like a straight rush through. Um,
Yeah, but
Especially
you also
because
still
it's,
have people that also go to no life things. They want to be the world first and whatnot. And
yeah,
then they say there's not enough content. And you get that in any MMO. I mean, I've talked about it in
yeah,
my other videos before too, with the fact that people say no life and that do the no life rush, and then they end up quitting the game, and then also they start bitching about the game. On an example, well, we all know it. New World for another great example, and so it's like another topic and stuff like that. But I mean, you can sit there and no life it, and that's your choice. But don't go back and bitch about the fact of how much is not there because
exactly.
it's still a new system. Island Sanctuary is still a new system.
We're not even done with it. You would not.
You got
It's only the first part.
we got 4 months still before the next patch, before the next
Yep.
part of Island Sanctuary comes out. So take your time with it. Enjoy it.
Yeah, no, I think the big thing though I will say is that the real island sanctuary to me though, in my opinion, doesn't really start until you get everything to max, because at that point now you're figuring out, okay, how to manage it and figuring out what is the best items to make on a weekly basis, and making sure you get enough materials every week to handle it, because then it's like self-sufficient.
Yeah.
Like the thing will run itself, it will. It's just getting to that point and getting it to that. And I think that's the part where a lot of people, I think, especially those that maybe didn't find out in time, they didn't find out you were not supposed to like buy things at the vendor right at the beginning. uh, they're kind of hitting a roadblock now where they're at like level 4 or 5, and they don't have enough currency to continue forward, so they have to now grind it out, for example, either by farming, planting crops, or you got to do the workshop, right?
Yeah.
So and
One
those are
real
the
quick
only
question
two
I have for
options.
both. I have for both of you. I'll go ahead and ask this Olive first. On Sanctuary, with so much that how much you have actually done, and I should say I permitted because of the factor that I was dragged you out of your island quite a few times to go do MSQ and whatnot. Are you enjoying it?
Oh, I am enjoying it. I love going after crafting shiny and seeing the work progress. I would like if we could customize it a bit more. I
Okay.
mean, have a big area when we can decide where to put the building in.
Yeah, I would love that. I would love that too. That's actually one of the points that I talked to Assassin about off a stream, uh, and actually, no, I even said it on stream too.
Yeah.
It's like I wish we could choose our landing space in here after we get to a certain point. That's one of the things I'm kind of thinking about. Are with the new zones that are coming out, if they instanced them, are we going to have a new landing zone for each one? Um, Now, same question to you. Are you enjoying it so far, Assassin, with how much you've done so far?
Yeah, I will say I am enjoying this. I think it's a breath of fresh air from the rest of the content. Like I'm still working through the story and the raids and stuff still, but I think this is a good thing that can keep me going when I, let's say, don't want to do tome grinding, for example, or I just want to break from things. I could do this playing music and stuff and just craft away and gather in here. Um, and one of the things I do like that they do in this is you actually see intermittent progression, like just behind me here, right? Because you're upgrading your workshops, right?
Yeah.
And you can see the progress as it's going. And I noticed this yesterday because I was actually building one of the landmarks, and you can literally just sit there. And I was just crafting away. I was just crafting my own stuff from the crafting login to get the crafting books. And I'm sitting there, and like 2 hours in, boom, it was already like starting to build, and I could just sit there and watch it go for like 3 4 hours. And so like
Oh,
I love that touch that they did here.
um,
Um,
okay. I just found this, and you can literally. I'm sitting here going, "Hey, where's the best parts to farm all this?" And looking up a few guides and whatnot. Go to your Sanctuary Gathering log. Click on the damn thing, and it'll actually tell you the best hotspots to find this place.
Oh,
Oh yeah, it does tell you that, but the thing is, like, go like to copper ore and look at where copper ore is.
Okay, I'll go to. Let's see, that's down
It
on.
tells you to go to Peak Point.
Yeah, but I found a better spot up north.
Yeah.
And even with some of the guides though too, some of the guides have their maps off, and it's like one of the guides that I looked at, they said the best spot was up there at Rocky Reef, but there's literally like there's like literally like 3 4 stones up there. That's it for
Yeah,
to get
no.
copper ore, and it's like yeah, no, I need to find a better spot.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
So, question for you both. Another question for you both. Allah, what do you think that could be changed or be better within Island Sanctuary?
just a bit more customization option, I think.
'Cause
Mostly.
also, you also were telling me earlier too in DMs that which kind of the grind wasn't that much.
No, it's not that bad.
Ah, okay. Oh no, no,
I
no! It
just
was assassin. Sorry.
It was me that said, yeah, I was the one that said that.
I just wish we could maybe color the house or choose instead of a wooden wall, maybe stone wall or stuff like that. Small stuff like that.
Yeah, because I think the only thing we can do is the pathways. That's the
The
any
pathway and the dirt or
exterior.
grass.
Yeah.
So, what about you? What do you think could be changed or be better with an Island Sanctuary Assassin?
Um. Well, I think one of the things is maybe I gotta see how the whole cycle thing works because the way the workshop works next week when it resets. But um, I think it's trying to get a handle how fast the demand will shift when you try to make products. Because if, let's say, for example, you're farming and you're making crops and stuff, and all of a sudden the demand switches and it all of a sudden changes so dramatically, and now you've grown that stuff and you can't use it now, and you have to somehow catch up. Like, I want to know how overall every weekly basis when that resets, how that's going to look, um, to be able to understand how the whole system will go moving forward.
Yeah,
But
the one. This is just me giving me a tip, and with that, I mean, one thing that you can always go back and say if you go ahead, and because I've already set my next week's sessions up, um,
yeah,
and I have my couple of days rest for the workers and whatnot, so I can also get so they can go gather more materials and whatnot. Uh, and that's one thing. If you set out your session for the next week, you can always clear it out.
yeah,
You don't have to keep that schedule because hell, I came back in here today, and it said insufficient material for one item that I was making and was supposed to be in the session that it was in. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll go ahead erase that and do something that's shorter within the time frame, so I don't have to go and adjust the whole entire schedule. But
right,
and I fit it in there with something I had materials for. So
right. Yeah, I think though overall, that's really one of the bigger things was just figuring out that. But well, I guess one of the other improvements is just I think the tutorial was good. I just think they have to kind of ease people into the fact of, oh, here's how the workshop works, for example. Uh, Instead of I spent a couple of hours just looking over the help menu when I got to the point of unlocking the workshop just to read everything and tried to make sense of it all.
yeah,
But
one thing I would say that because yeah, our guys are out here outside of our cozy cabin. I wish there was also an NPC actual at the workshops too, workshop in Granary where we could talk instead of having to go all the way back to the cozy cabin. Because hell, we can throw more stuff up, and I've actually found out just recently because I've got the quest sitting here for another expansion within the
yep,
starter area.
right. And it doesn't
And
really tell you how to do it either. You kind of just have to wait
yeah,
to figure.
because it's
That's the other
basically
thing.
I'm guessing it's probably level set. It's going to be either level 7 or level
Yes.
8 is my
Yeah.
where I can get the tools needed to get up there. Um,
Right. And I think they could just change the wording here to say like, oh, I'll need this and this. Like I'll need these tools and this much currency to at least tell us so that this way we're not like
Give
guessing
us a
like,
goal.
oh,
yeah,
hmm?
where we have where because like with if you're locked out in MSQ, you have a notion saying, oh, you need to be level 91 to
Yep.
access this next point in MSQ.
Yeah.
Okay, great. This little question mark thing kind of doesn't work because it doesn't give us a hint or inkling of what level we need to be or for it because it's just like, okay, well, I just got to pay attention to the map and find out when I can unlock the next part.
Right.
So it's like that's one thing I wish they would change is actually give us a hint. Okay, so this is how much grinding you have to do, and this is how long it's going to take. That's one thing I wish they could do a little bit better in here is actually give us the hint, saying, okay, you need to be level 8 to get this fourth area of your map.
Mm-hmm. And I don't even think they have to put it here. They could just put it where the quest menu is, because all it says is create your hideaway on
Yeah,
the island. Like they could literally just be up there and just be like, oh, next expansion and just say you need this many currency and you need to upgrade this and this to unlock the ability to get there. Like, and that's all. Like, at least we would have an idea. Okay, this is what the next step forward is. Um,
And
but
you
like,
and your big whale mount.
yeah, the whale came out of that one. I think though it's great. I was actually, I'll be honest with you, when I went here to the exchange, and I know I mentioned this before, and some people were like, "No, assassin, that's not the case. They're not gonna do that. They're not gonna put the materia in the vendor." And I'm like, "Oh, we'll see, we'll see." And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I saw it, and sure enough, yeah, the materia is there. But one
Yeah,
thing
you
that
had the
caught my
material.
eye.
You had the material. I was saying this on stream. You had the material. You have easier access to but though too, they're still cost an arm and a leg, and it's actually easier to
Yes.
farm them over in firmament. But you have the higher end dyes, the dyes that will
Yes.
still go for a decent amount. You also got the barding. You have
There's
new
a hidden
hairstyle,
mount.
new hairstyles.
There's a hidden mount in here as well that I saw from another YouTuber who got max level already. There's a mount here that costs 24,000 that you don't get to see until rank 10.
Okay.
That shows up there. But like the other thing that caught my eye, the wings, the pixie wings.
Yeah, the pixie wings. I thought they were gonna put that in the maps, but nope.
I was thinking the gemstone traders for rank 3 across.
Yeah, I
Because
still
it's
have
special.
to finish off some rank 3s. See,
But I was like, wow, okay, so a lot of things are tied behind this. Which I wouldn't think so, but it's like those are all like things you get once you get to end game. It seems like, because I don't think really anyone can get that very easily, to get 12,000 per mount, for example, and that will take a bit to do, even I think at max.
yeah.
So like, when you get this upgrade, is there any change to this, or is it just a change of the outside? Like,
I don't know. I'll find out because it's actually
Okay.
due to be finished here in about 45 minutes. So I'll find
Yeah.
out and let you guys know. But
Yeah.
it's going to be the end of the video here. I do want to thank everyone if you have reached this point. Thank you for tuning in. I do go live on Twitch every weekend and also sometimes on Wednesdays, depending on my mood and whatnot. So tune in. My usual start time is around 6 Central Standard Time. So also make sure if you like this video and want to see future content for me or see some of my other videos, please go give them a watch, both for New World and also 14. Please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button down below. I am trying to get to 100 subscribers so I can get rid of that nasty, big, ugly ULR and make it nice, simple, and clean. But the way you can find me right now is just go youtube.com and search up SirRoll1986. Again, I do want to give a big thanks out to both Ala and also Assassin for joining me in this roundtable discussion. And if you ever want to join in on a roundtable discussion, let me know. I have all my info down below for both my Twitch and also my Discord too. So feel free to join that because we are usually sometimes hopped over in here and just hang, chill, and more than welcome to. But once again, thank you both for doing another roundtable discussion, and I'll let this be your first one for us.
No, thank you for having me, and having you guys again. And the thing I will say is that this is a great start. I will say I was not sure how it would be, but I think they exceeded my expectations, and it's really well done. Yeah.
Okay, I had to say it about the. I'm just looking over and I see Major General, and he's going dun 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 dun.
I saw that too.
Where's Thancred? I want Thancred. Where's Thancred?
I don't have Thancred up, sorry.
Oh.
But Ala, you have any closing thoughts or whatnot?
It would be fun if in the long run they had something with the minion so that there's an advantage to putting them. The more minion you have, the faster that facility work, or you get a boost.
Oh, no, yeah.
I know
That
they
would
did
be
say
nice.
they're going to come up with the idea in the future to actually allow you to put multiple of the same minion versus just one of each. They're working on that.
Possibly,
ideas,
possibly also with the factor of the new areas too coming out too. So
Right.
it could, because if we're gonna have 40 minions per area, we're gonna run out of minions real fast if you aren't a minion hogger. So yeah. But yeah, this will be the official end of the video now. So I will see everyone in the next video. Stay tuned, and I'll do more roundtable discussions, especially coming up probably within the next week, because going over the rest of the 6.2 content, probably with Assassin. And if all you want to join us, you're more than welcome to. But until then, stay insane, my friends, and see y'all next time.